If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Derrick Mason joining us here. We're on Radio Row, Super Bowl 49. All of our coverage brought to you by Charles Newsonoff and Continental title Luke Jones riding shotgun.
And Derrick, I wanted to ask you about a guy who you got to know a little bit. You were on the way out as he was coming in. It's Torrey Smith, going to be a free agent. Lots of opinions on him as far as how the Ravens should value him. Your thoughts on Torrey as far as how far the Ravens should go? And I'm not asking you to put a dollar figure on it, but lots of people kind of view him as a number 2 receiver, which you need, by the way, but how are other teams going to view him? How much of a priority is it for the Ravens to keep him?
Well, I think he needs to be a top priority because as long as Joe is there, and Joe loves to throw the ball deep, he needs someone that can run and go get it. Right. And Torrey has proven that if it's anywhere near him, he will run and go get it. He will make that extra effort. So a big arm quarterback needs a guy that can stretch the field, and Torrey is just that guy. But if you label him as a number 2, who's your number 1? Right. You say Steve Smith, but as we see in this season, he started off great, but the last half of the season, it was downhill for him. And it's going to happen again because of his age. Sure. He's always going to start out wonderful because everybody's fresh, but tail end of the season, your body reacts different. You don't overcome those nicks and bruises as quickly as you did 10 years ago. So if they do not, sign Torrey, then they have to find a number 1 guy. Because in their offense, ultimately, Torrey is the number 1 guy because Joe is a deep ball thrower. But maybe in any other offense, Torrey could possibly be a number 2, maybe a number 1. Sure. But the way this league is, he will get paid as if he's on that borderline of a number 1. Right. And that's good for Torrey. And if the Baltimore does sign him back, they got to figure out a way to use both of those guys at the same time. Whenever Torrey had a good game, Steve didn't have a good game. Whenever Steve had a good game, Torrey didn't have a good game. So it was almost like they were trying to pick who we're going to go to this week and not make the other guy mad. So they got to figure out a way to get both of those guys, going in one game, because if they do that, it only make things better. It was kind of like Anquan and I. They found a way to get Anquan and I going both in the same game, and it worked out for everybody.
Well, you talk about receivers, a veteran guy like you come in and do the Billick thing, then Anquan comes in, now it's Steve Smith. He's amazing, right? I mean, he really is. I mean, I did radio with him all year. He lived near me downtown in Baltimore. I got to know him pretty well. Crazy, but good crazy. He's good, he's good crazy. But more than that, really amazing at his age to be in shape. And I know you have great respect for what that's all about, playing into your 30s.
Absolutely. He's done such a wonderful job at coming back off of injuries and coming back even better at times. And he's a Raven type of player. He's tough. He's feisty. He's going to give you all that he has. He's going to go out there and try to do whatever he can to put the team in the best position to win a ball game. He's not about himself. He's more so about the team. So that was the smartest thing, I think. Once they traded away Anquan, they had to get someone else in that mode, because they had went, basically in I would say, a 9-year span where first they went out and got myself, and then they went out and got Anquan. Okay, now you got to get somebody that fits into that mode again. You got the speedster over here, but you need that rugged guy, that guy that can pick up those tough yards. Lo and behold, they go get Steve Smith, and it works out perfect for him.
Brings a little attitude to that side of the ball also.
Without him, there's no attitude on that team, honestly. Joe, he's a leader, but he doesn't have that attitude that you need. And they needed a guy like Steve Smith out there because he brings that toughness. He brings that whatever attitude. He's going to be in your face all game. He's never going to back down. And that's the type of football and the brand of football that Baltimore loves to play.
Derrick Mason visiting with us here at Super Bowl 49. We're at Radio Row in Phoenix. What do you do? What fills your days besides pumping socks and running around and staying in ball shape as you are, man?
Well, I mean, my children, my daughter's 15. She's in the 10th grade, and she will be driving in March. So I'm trying to get the car.
Driving you crazy.
Oh, man. You wouldn't believe how many cars she says she wanted. Go from this car to this car to this car. Now it's this Mercedes G-Wagon.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was a Pinto, man.
Exactly.
I
I got a 85 Escort, and that wasn't until college that I got it. Me and my roommate put money together and went and got that car.
Are you a softie as an old man, or are you come on now?
Listen, she's my daughter. It's my only daughter, so she gets what she wants. She's an excellent student. She's a beautiful young lady, not just outside, but inwardly as well. So, whatever she wants, she
Good
gets
life in
it.
Nashville, Tennessee for you,
Yes,
right?
I love Nashville. It's a far cry from my days in Baltimore.
If you could suck the country music out of Nashville, it would be a good place for me.
You know what? No. Nashville is the country music. Nowadays, country music is not country music anymore.
Yeah, it's right.
It's more so pop.
Yeah.
So Nashville gets the stigma of being a country music town, but it's more so of a, hip-hop, not hip-hop, but pop type of, and then gospel as well. And then you have a bunch of actors and actresses. CAA has a, office there. So there's a bunch of people that have migrated upon Nashville and made it their home.
That CMT thing's crazy in the summer, right?
Oh, man, it's lovely. They have so many. They have
it's a Super Bowl.
They have 3 or 4 3 award shows there. And each downtown Nashville is packed. This year, for New Year's Eve, they had over 200,000 people packed downtown Nashville to do the ball drop. That's the first time ever they've done that. So
Times Square.
Times Square type of thing.
Country Times Square.
Yeah, they had I believe they had like a guitar dropping down. But it filled downtown up. People loved it, and it's going to be a reoccurring theme for the city of Nashville. So we were named the It City of America. So
we imported Barry Trotz to coach our hockey team. So
he's doing a good job too.
That's my man. That's my man there, Barry Trotz. Derrick Mason here. Anything else? Any love you want to send home to Baltimore or no?
No. Yeah, I'm fond of Baltimore. I've always been. The day that I got there, they embraced myself and my family. And I could never, say anything bad about that city because it's a true sports town. If you want a sports town, you go there and play football or baseball or, whatever the case may be. But I fell in love with that city. I still love the city. I still love the people there. So, I tend to get back every now and then. But it brings back memories every time I get off that plane.
So Mace comes in, was it 2004, 5, 6, wherever it was?
2005.
5. Okay, you came in 5. You and Samari. I got you out to do a radio show. So excited, because Schwartzy knows these guys. And okay, so we come out to do the radio show, and the place we did the show up in Owings Mills, the water went out in the whole complex, and we had to shut the restaurant. Mace is out with wife's kids bringing in McDonald's food because we didn't have any. They couldn't open the kitchen. We did the show with the lights off and no water. The bathrooms weren't running. And I was like, welcome to Baltimore, Derrick Mason. I don't think he held that against me for years.
Man, listen, I've been in worse situations. You got to understand, my first 2 years in Nashville, our meeting rooms was in trailers.
I remember this.
And we practiced behind a medical center, and we played in Memphis, which was 3 hours away.
Flew to Memphis. And then they put you in your Erector set over at Vanderbilt for a year.
Oh, man, that locker room was small. It can hold maybe 30 people, and we had 50-something people in there.
Big men.
Yeah, big men. During preseason, guys had to get dressed outside of the locker room.
It's like high school.
Yeah,
it's like high school.
It was bad, man. It was bad, but it made us the team that we ultimately were.
As Harbaugh always says, iron sharpens iron, right?
Absolutely. He's still using that?
He does.
Derrick Mason here live on Radio Row. Super Bowl 49. Our coverage brought to you by Charles Newsonoff and Sons. Valentine's Day right around the corner. And she wants it. Just take her over to charlesnewsonoff.com. My wife's looking at me like, yeah, we'll take you over to see Sydney. Something for everybody and every budget over Charles Newsonoff and Sons, as well as Continental Title. You can visit them at continentaltg.com for more info. I'm doing my 30-30 tour. They don't have a big league team in Nashville. Otherwise, I'd make you come out and watch the game with me. But this summer, we're going to swab. And, maybe I'll get you somewhere. Cincinnati, probably the closest place to Nashville.
Yeah, 4 hours 4 hours north of Nashville. It's not that bad of a drive because it's straight through.
I'll come down and see a rock and roll show at some point in Nashville. That's what I'll do.
Come on, come down and
I love
summertime.
Nashville. I love Nashville. No problem there. Just take the country music out a little bit. Luke and I are here. You can email Luke at WNST.net. I'm Nasty at WNST.net. Twitter, Facebook, and around the world on LinkedIn and the Buy a Toyota Audio Vault. Always there for you. Even in Nashville, Tennessee, you get WNST.net in the palm of your hands. We are WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.